Potholes and surface defect on roads are a big problem in this country. Not only do they look unsightly, but they also pose a real safety hazard to road users. Whilst in other jurisdictions, road users get compensated for the impact of potholes on their vehicles, Ghanaians suffer the harsh realities of potholes in pain. I've been spending some time on the TEMA Motorway to monitor how potholes are making the road a death trap for users. Here's what my camera captured.
Currently, as I said, it's about 60 years. It's about 60 years. So the moment the lifespan reaches or elapses, this development will come. So what we are doing is, let's tackle the most serious one first. Our mobile maintenance units are on standby for the potholes. So that one will be done immediately after we have finished this one.
A roads engineer with the Ghana Highway Authority given assurances potholes on the motorway will be patched immediately after repair works on the Laklapa Bridge were completed. It's been over 3 months and the potholes are now becoming increasingly problematic for road users. Robert has been driving on this highway for the past 10 years.
Very bad. Potholes are serious, especially side bridge in the way China, there be a bridge near the whole potholes in the they say come some other feeling, but very bad. Motorway in the and what I'm sure is serious. And then I check. We start to use car for motorways. We have many car for more than 10 years. So they are tear and tear. They are patchy still. They are tear and tear. So motorway the best thing is that I'm paying for bedroom on by and for flat because we have concrete and the iron rods. It's why we do the coach up, make concrete in the iron rods. Maybe I am some more patch. We say I start paying up because I don't need concrete. Now the coach up the flat. At
the Manette Junction motorway taxi rank, I come across Seth, a driver. He describes driving on the motorway as hell.
From TEMA about coming to Shashi, potholes are there, more is uncountable. When you reach, before you reach Abattoir Bridge, there is a bridge there. That is no more potholes because two sides or whether here or here is two lane. Any driver reach there, you have to slow down before you can pass and continue your journey. And when you are coming to malls and on the way before you get to the roundabout, and for county there is uncountable, honestly. And some they patch some raise when it will throw you. Some to they patch it, but it's going down. So it's no more. And the road said it's no more. The first as motor is it's no more motorway now. It become normal road now. It is no more motorway. There's a traffic 24 hours all the time when you get to the motorway. It is only midnight that you can pass motorway. You will go safely, but daytime you will not what you want you get, rather what is on the way. That's how you also go about it.
Fiavo is also a taxi driver here. He wants government to take action.
Even from here we are right now. Recently, some has occurred. Just from TEMA roundabout coming to Abattoir, that area. There's a lot of accidents that happen over there due to potholes. As you know, motorway is a highway. In fact, now it has become a normal road for us. So if they want to maintain the motorway as a highway, then they should at least we need extension and to solve the potholes on the motorway.
It is safe to say that potholes are a big concern for road users. The longer we wait, the more accident and death are recorded on this motorway. For Joy News, Samuel Kojo-Brace, Motorway. Now, over the years, government officials have promised of either government undertaking rehabilitation works on the motorway or a new construction of the road. Now, let's bring you some of the promises government has been giving out about this motorway. Now, we're trying to track these promises. Amidu Amin Suleiman, as former roads minister, he said that we will try to patch all those things we do, but you would realize that the kind of patching we're doing is not on concrete surface. So we do it and it doesn't last. we had to do an engineering studies on the road and see if possible what it will cost. In the public-private partnership, there are a lot of things that studies that you must do. Everything must be done through the normal laws of Ghana. It has to go through Parliament for parliamentary approval. Even for whatever that will go on, we must be approved by Parliament. So it has a long process to go through. That's what the former roads minister said there. The current finance minister, Ken Ofriato, also said, under the Ministry of Roads and Highways public-private partnership program for road infrastructure, the design, build, finance, operate and maintain the Accra TEMA Motorway and Extension PPP project, 27.7 kilometer project, is at the procurement stage. Site works are expected to commence in September 2022. So that's what the finance minister said. Now, Kojo Frimpong, who is government spokesperson on infrastructure, on October 2021 said, we are now arranging the funds that will come with it so that we can send it to Parliament for approval before it starts. As we speak, we expect that by December 2021, we should be on site beginning the motorway. So that's what government spokesperson on infrastructure said. Now, current roads minister, Kwesi Amoakwata, also said, and I quote, I want Ghanaians to know that this entire motorway stretch from Tema to Tetekwashi in Accra, measuring about 19.5 kilometers, is going to be rehabilitated, and we are the concluding part of the discussion. So maximum by August, we are going to cut short for the work to start. The contractor has already been selected. That's what he said in June 2022, promising that by August, then the sword will be cut. Now, another quote from him, any moment from now, because we are at the concluding end of it, and we are going to turn the motorway into 6 lane, we are going to have almost 4 interchanges on it. And if you add other service lanes and slip lanes, some areas will go, up to 10 lanes. Both sides. It's a major work, and it's going to see the reconstruction of the Tetekwashi interchange. It's going to be remodeled as part of the project to take off the current traffic congestion there, and it will continue at Fiesta Royale. We're going to have an interchange there as well, a 3-tier interchange. When we get to the bridge, we will cross it, he said. Arrangements are well on hand, and when we cut the sword, the day of cutting the sword to start work, all these information will be given. That's what the roads minister said. And this is what he told us in July 2022. Now, we can hear from the minister in June when he promised works on the expansion of the motorway will begin this year. He spoke at the reconstruction of the Black Bridge on the motorway in June this year.
Needs urgent attention.
Yeah, well, the motorway itself will soon be undergoing reconstruction. No, any moment from now, because we are at we are at the concluding ends of it, and we are going to turn the motorway into 6 lane. In fact, from Accra to from the Tema roundabout to Accra, Tetekwashi interchange. That's the first phase. In fact, the project itself, if I have to apprise you, is code name Accra TEMA Motorway project. Okay, but it's just the project name, the technical name. It doesn't mean that the work is limited to only Accra TEMA, the 19.5 kilometers of the road. Okay. So that is just the project name, because if you want to know the full stretch of it, it starts from the motorway roundabout to Tetekwashi, and then Tetekwashi to Apenkwa Bridge, and then Apenkwa Bridge, to Neoplan. Okay, and it's a major work even between Tema roundabout and Tetekwashi interchange, and the 19.5 kilometers. We are going to have almost 4 interchanges on it, and we are going to turn it, the main drive line to 6 lanes, and if you add other service lanes and slip roads, some areas will go, up to 10 lanes, both sides. So it's a major work, and it is going to see the reconstruction of the Tetekwashi interchange. No, it's going to be remodeled as part of the project, to take off the current, traffic congestion there, and it will continue at Fiesta Royal. We are going to have an interchange there, a 3-tier interchange.
Seems like a lot.
Yes, it's a lot. No, I mean,
for several years.
Let me tell you, a distance of 1,000 miles starts with a step, and I've told you we have lotted the stretch into three lots. One lot is the motorway road itself, okay, including the remodeling of the Tetekwashi interchange, as aforesaid. No, and then the second one will be from Tetekwashi to Apenkwa as the second lot, including the interchange at Fiesta Royal, and we are also going to remodel Apenkwa. And then the third one will be from Apenkwa to Neoplan, and we are starting, this year.
So these are details that Roads Minister gave us in June of this year. Now let's hear from the Greater Accra Regional Minister, Henry Korte, who also gave assurances of the rehabilitation and reconstruction of the motorway.
We will go back from here to be guided by the experts to tell us which area, the distance they want between the transition and the core. If they want to create a new core, that will be up to them. But certainly I can say that some houses will go down to make way for a new core. I've heard some people saying that, oh, we are coming to regularize. Let me make it clear. Regularization is a decision and discretion of the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. We are members of RECSEC. Our duty is to make sure that we protect the land, and whatever Lands Commission wants to do or Lands wants to do, we don't have control over that one. But as far as we are concerned, we want to save Mother Ghana by making sure that from August, when government spends so much money to expand the motorway into 10 lanes, you don't wake up in the morning and it's flooded and they'll say, oh, government. So you see what is happening? We do the things, and then when we finish, we come to media and say, Abainu enye jumakra. But we are all seeing it. So those who will go to the air and start talking and get the lawyers to write big English, please avert your minds to the fact that this is still a government-acquired land. Please. So lawyers, when you are writing, just know that you are encouraging illegality.
So that's the Greater Accra Regional Minister, Henry Korte, there. But let's still stay on the motorway. Just this morning, an accident has occurred there, and due to the nature of the road, an STC bus, which is on your screen now, was involved in an accident on the TEMA Motorway. Now, let's still bringing ranking on the Roads and Highways Committee of Parliament, Kwame Agboja, who is joining us on phone. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. Now, we've been giving several assurances that the motorway will be looked at. There will be construction works on that road, but till today, nothing is happening. What do you know as a committee member? What has come to you that we don't know?
Well, I have no doubt that, first of all, good morning to you and your business and viewers. I have no doubt that there has been effort to reconstruct the motorway. The current problem is that if you look at the government capital expenditure part of the budget, we are spending too little on maintenance of our existing roads. The motorway is not entirely bad. In fact, it's still one of the best roads we have in the country. But I acknowledge the fact that sections are very, very bad and dangerous that needed to be rectified. So what we should be doing, first of all, even before, because even if you start the construction of the motorway, you're not going to touch the main carriageway currently. You're going to have to build the access roads and other things, the flyovers, before you touch the main carriageway. So it is very important for us to ensure that we spend some money to remedy the defective part for motorists to have some safety on the road before we continue thinking about the reconstruction. I don't think it's feasible to say that because we get coming to reconstruct the motorway, we can leave the current state at the way it is currently. It is just not right, because maintenance, routine maintenance and periodic maintenance are all part of the components of activities at the roads and highways.
So hasn't the ministry presented to your committee plans to rehabilitate the road? Well,
there's always an allocation for maintenance, but when you at the end of the financial year, when you look at the outset, it appears that money is never spent on maintenance. They focus too much on development. Development means you want to build new roads, and while we have existing roads that are not well maintained. There's also the issue about the government's program to reconstruct the motorway. You have heard me on several occasions questioning the so-called contract between government and Potholes. I have no doubt that that contract is no longer valid. And now that we have difficulty accessing loans from abroad, I think government should begin to look internally to see if we can put together a group of people, contractors, suppliers, and others, and see if we can give them a terms that are favorable. So we can attempt to build the motorway by ourselves. I have every confidence that the Ghanaian contractors will be able to build this motorway. I have no doubt about that. The kind of deal we give them, how would we pay for it? You know my view about this. I think build it, solve it, and take the money. I have no doubt about it, and I think it's the right thing. And maybe other sources of funding for it. But currently, let's see what the 2023 budget will come up with.
So it means that you are preaching for a PPP arrangement on this, right?
Yes, the PPP arrangement will not be bad. So long as it's viable and it's inures to the benefits of the people of this country, I will support it. In fact, I've never been against it. I just said that at $570 million, the details of that contract and the capability of what Motor Angels was coming to do, I questioned the legality of that at Article 181.5, and then I also said Motor Angels have what it takes to raise the money to do it. So if we are going to find our own money, I would surely go back and engage the Ghanaian contractors. The top 5, top 10 Ghanaian contractors are more than capable of doing the job if we find the money.
Okay. Now, is the $570 million the cost will incur to reconstruct the motorway? Is that it?
According to the contract with Motor Angels, that's what they are saying, and I think it's overpriced.
Okay.
I said it's overpriced because of the minutes I saw from the negotiation team, from the relevant agency. They themselves suggested that the price of 570 put forward by Motor Angels is 39% more expensive.
But if they set aside monies to be spent on rehabilitation and they don't spend it on it, why aren't you as a committee questioning the roads minister why that is not done?
It is not his fault. The point is that, as you know, if they read the budget on Thursday, you will notice that we have been doing very academic work in terms of our budget. So they allocate, let's say, $2 billion to the ministry, of which maybe $600 million is for rehabilitation. But at the end of the budget year, they release, let's say, $150 million to them. So it is not the fault of the road minister why activities were not carried out. It is simply because the finance ministry did not give them the releases to be able to do the procurement. So you can query the road minister, and I've always said he's probably the most diligent in terms of responding to questions posed by members of parliament. But he's the one who is most unlikely to do much about the road because he hasn't got the resources.
Okay, all right. I'm grateful, Kwame Agboja, for joining us. He is ranking on the Roads and Highways Committee of Parliament. Moving on.